Hello everyone. Ned here. In this video, we will discuss social exchange theory. Let's get into it. The first assumption we will review is that people are motivated by self-interest. We humans generally want what is most beneficial for us. Second, humans are rational beings in the sense that we want an eye for an eye, so to speak. Third, and finally, social relationships are characterized by how they reciprocate rewards and costs. The concepts for this theory are rewards, cost, profit, comparison level for alternatives, dependence commitment, persistence, norm of reciprocity, the rule of distributive justice, norm of fairness, and equity. Rewards are simply the good things you get out of a relationships. Cost is what you put in or what is taken away in your relationship. Profit is the amount of remaining reward when you remove the cost from all potential rewards. Comparison level is the evaluation of how profitable an action will be. For example, buying a bagel might make you less hungry, reward, but it will reduce the amount of money you have, cost. Comparison level for alternatives is when you evaluate the profitability between two separate, but similar, options. Like choosing between an everything bagel and a plain bagel with cream cheese. They are similar, but one has tons of flavor, the other is more plain and simple. It all depends on what you prefer. Dependence is satisfaction within your current option and you view all other alternatives as undesirable. Commitment is when your dependence grows. Persistence is just sticking with something based off of your commitment to it. The norm of reciprocity is when you expect someone to give you something of equal value when you give them something first. Think of it as, I scratch your back and you scratch mine. The rule of distributive justice is when you receive an equal reward to the amount of cost you put into something. As an example, imagine you are doing a group project with a friend in a class. You end up having to do most all of it except one picture they put on the presentation. According to the rule of distributive justice, you would get all of their points and they would get what would equal the one picture they contributed. The norm of fairness is about what each person sees as fair. Equity is about if everyone sees the circumstance as fair. Now onto some critiques. The first one is that this theory works great in interpersonal relationships, but the family is more than a group of individuals. The second is that not everyone is rational, especially when emotions are running high. The third is that it conflicts with charities and people who strive to be altruistic, and give everything without expecting any rewards in return. The fourth is that some of the definitions of concepts are confusing and this leads to problems. The fifth, and final, critique is that it mainly supports men, not women. To help illustrate this theory in action, let's take a look at Twilight. This film series has debatably the most toxic romance in cinema history. Why doesn't Bella leave? This is due to exchange theory. She has compared her alternatives of Edward and Jacob and decided that Edward is her best option. He has coerced her to think this, even though she risks her own life by being with him. Edward expects her to do certain things for him, like leave her family, because he has given her affection. Bella also thinks that her situation will improve, so she chooses to stay with him. They even follow the cycle of violence. Edward's anger will build and he will lash out at Bella, verbally, emotionally, etc. They separate. He then apologizes and they become closer than before in what is called the honeymoon phase, which lasts until his anger builds again. This isn't healthy. It doesn't stop the cycle. In fact, it makes the cycle worse because the cycle is reinforcing, it goes faster each time, and the severity will increase each time. The only ways to stop the cycle are to address the violence, take steps to manage your own anger, leave if necessary, and hold the other person accountable. In the next video, we are going to discuss the symbolic interactionism theory. Remember to lend a hand to those who need it. Goodbye, guys.